Just like pinching your nipples in fucking quarter.
In court?
In corner.
In the corner?
Well, if it's dark in the room, you want to run to a corner and pinch your
I
nipples.
thought you said like pinching your nipples in court.
Well, that would be even
Like,
better.
oh, it's gonna go over great with the judge.
Let's say, Your Honor, I plead not guilty.
I can't. Anyway, guys, we're trying to give you some stories, help you with your insomnia or whatever. Give us some likes and subscribes because we're trying to give you some entertainment at night.
A little bit.
This next story comes from the state of Ohio.
This is already starting out to be a interesting moment.
Akron, Ohio.
You know, they legalized marijuana today.
Today?
Today.
In Ohio.
In Ohio. You can smoke pot freely on your own accord. As if you all weren't fucked up enough. Now you have a right to be.
I heard today in Colorado also the people voted to legalize marijuana. And this was actually the third time that they voted on it. They're so stunned they forgot that they
almost that the space station is going to have clouds coming up, and they're like, "Oh, that's the escape of natural gases." No, that's all the pot smoke coming out. But I have nothing against pot.
No, those
He's
are
Rastafari.
Those are the Rockies.
Yeah, the Rosties.
That's good. I never heard
Yeah,
that
think
one
about
before.
that. No, we're good with the smoking of the weed. We're just wondering how big that plume of cow farts is going to be. AOC. But anyway, go ahead. What were you going to say?
So Akron, Ohio.
Acronym.
Akron, Ohio is like, that's where Quaker Oats comes from.
The oatmeal?
The oatmeal and the
I'm a
baked
big fan
goods.
of the raisin cinnamon.
Actually, when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I went to Akron, Ohio for a karate tournament, and I stayed at the Quaker whatever hotel, and they made the rooms out of the old silos, and they were like round.
You stayed there?
Yeah, it was really cool.
That sounds pretty badass.
It was pretty cool. It was like a historic place.
This thing on TV, I didn't know you stayed there though.
They got
My family
a
already told me that.
mall underneath it and everything. A restaurant. Yeah, it was cool. It was like high end shopping. Now, like back in like 2019 or something like that, the university bought it, and now it's college dorms. So it's no longer a hotel anymore. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's why they're all smoking that shit. But anyway, all right, go ahead.
Anyway, so Akron, Ohio, right? Here's the situation. Let me paint the picture. So there's this impound
This is Bob Ross.
and junkyard lot.
These are happy mistakes.
This is a good one. You're gonna like this one. So there's like a place where they it's like a junkyard sort of place. They destroy impounded vehicles and that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they had people a couple times try to steal cars from there. So they saw this SUV was like bouncing, and they're like, what's going on with that SUV? Why is it like bouncing? And they realized, oh, there's a person in the thing trying to steal it. So one of the dudes,
It was like a shifting car. Like there was nothing like.
yeah, like
nobody was fucking in the car.
no,
They
it
were
was
just-
like the guy was.
You said bouncing. Like I know.
No.
Bouncing.
The guy was bouncing, was making the shot like it was.
There
There shouldn't have been nobody in the car. It was in this place to be scrapped.
Oh.
And they see it like bouncing a little bit because somebody's jostling around and they're trying to like break the steering column and steer the car.
Got you.
So while the guy's messing with it, trying to get the car running, one of the employees at the place goes and jumps on one of these like ginormous forklifts.
Oh, I noticed.
Oh, you saw this one? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Now you
So
got me.
as
Okay.
the dude's trying to start to leave for stealing the car, the guy takes the forklift and he picks it up. And he picks the SUV up
20
like
feet.
20 feet in the fucking air.
You ain't going home today. And held him there till the cops came.
Yeah, so the guy calls
up?
911 and he's like, yeah, this guy was trying to steal the SUV and I picked him up with a forklift and he's dangling 20 feet in the air.
Yeah.
And the 911 operator actually said, oh my God, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Right. No,
Like-
and true. Even the cops said it.
And then the videos on the body cams is the cops are standing around looking up at it and
Waiting for him to come down.
they're just laughing. Because they're like, oh my
Yo,
goodness.
get me down, man. Don't give me that.
So the cops start yelling to the dude because they're like, okay, don't worry, just keep him up there. We got units
That
coming out.
shit right
you
there
know?
is priceless.
So
We're gonna
cops
post a
get
couple
there.
of videos right here, or pictures
Yeah, it's a picture.
of this right here.
Could you imagine? I can't.
I wouldn't try to steal that.
So the cops start yelling. The cops start yelling to him, "Hey, what's your name?" And the guy's like, "It's none of your business."
You remember that video? Hey, what's your name? John. Fuck you, John. What's your name? Sal. Fuck you, Sal.
My name is Jeff.
Same with the dogs. That's
Or the one with the lizard. Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Fuck you, Steve.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve.
That shit is priceless.
Steve.
I would like to hear what
Steve.
What keep going.
Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve.
You keep going.
Steve.
Somebody Steve better comment in the fucking bottom.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, but funny
Steve.
But funny enough, that poor guy, I would like to have a microphone in the car that was up on the forklift. And what that man was saying.
What he was saying,
Yeah.
20 minutes he was up there.
These all crackers are crazy.
So the dude, they get the dude down and they arrested him and all that, right? And the guy's like, "What are you arresting me for? I didn't do nothing wrong. I was running from somebody." And they're like, "What do you mean?" Like, none of it made any sense whatsoever. So they got this dude out the SUV, arrested him. And apparently it was not the first time that this guy was arrested for trying to steal the vehicle. Apparently it wasn't his second time being arrested for trying to steal a vehicle.
It's like numerous.
This was his third time being arrested for stealing the vehicle, but
And he didn't learn his lesson yet.
I hope he did this time. This is the first time he was arrested 20 feet off the ground.
Felony by forklift.
Felony by forklift.
That's the name of this episode.
Felony by
Felony by
forklift.
forklift.
I love it.
Yep. So I don't know what to tell you all. But if you're going to steal a car, make sure there's no forklift in front of you. There's no blue-collar rednecks in a trailer watching you do it. And by God, if you're going to steal a car, don't steal it from a junkyard.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.